We are celebrating a 78th birthday. Come with me to create this amazing DIY gift as well as some vinyl labels with our Cricut machine. First up, here is our machine. It is the Cricut Air 2 and this is a basic tutorial for beginners. Here is your basic tool set that can come in a bundle with the machine or you can buy it separately. Then we have our power cord and our USB cable that also comes with the machine. Then we have our mats. These are the cutting mats, and I happen to have 3 types. We're only using one today. So you have the light grip, the standard grip, and then you also have the strong grip. So go ahead and grab your premium vinyl and as well as your transfer tape. One of the first things we're going to do is plug in our Cricut machine. Now in the back you will see there is a spot for your plug and there's also another spot for the USB cable. The USB cable is to go directly from the machine to your computer, laptop, or you don't have to use it at all and you can use Bluetooth. Be sure the Bluetooth is turned on your computer. Next up, you will need the Cricut application. So let's go to Cricut.com so we can download that. Go ahead and scroll down and click on the Cricut website. Once you get in the website, you will see this page and you can go directly on the right hand side and click apps. Then on the left side, go ahead and download Cricut Design Space. Now you will get a pop-up box that says download or approve or allow depending on what computer you have. Go ahead and hit allow and make sure you hit I agree and then it'll allow you to download it. Once the application is downloaded, go ahead and open it. This is what it looks like while it's opening. So once you're in the app, it will prompt you to sign in. If this is your first time, go on the right side and hit Create Cricut ID and then fill out the basic information such as your name, email address, and so forth. Then you will hit I agree down the bottom and hit Create Cricut ID. Once you're fully in, all set up, you will also see this pop-up box. It is asking you if you want to sign up for subscription. You can start with a free trial or you can hit maybe later. Here on the main page, you can go ahead and click home on the left-hand corner. This will give you options such as settings, legal, what's new, and so much more. Also on the left, we have some items. The first one is shop. Now, if you click on shop, it'll send you to the Cricut website where you can purchase more items such as cutting accessories. Then here is Cricut Learn. Now here, it will show you everything, what to do with whatever Cricut asset you may have. And you can just browse through that. And then the last one is Heater Guide or Heat Guide. You can click that as well to learn more. Now let's navigate to the right hand side of the screen and click the drop down menu and choose Cricut Explorer Family if you have a Cricut Air 2 or choose your machine. Then click this little green button that says New Project and we can start. Now every time you select New Project, it'll bring you to this screen. Now on the left hand panel, you can see there are a few options. The first one is Templates. So when you click Templates, you can pick anything you want to create a label for and it'll help you with sizing only. In our case, we're going to go to text because we are just creating a small vinyl label and I'm not putting it on a t-shirt or a cup or anything like that. And you can also size it yourself manually in here or you can measure your item. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, this mat is completely blank. Now I'm just going to move this box a little up. I can move it on this screen or I can move it at the end. Again, this is a basic tutorial. So let's go ahead and start typing 78. Just above this 78, you will see font. So I'm going to click on this drop down menu. And as you can see here, some of them cost $4.99. Now, since I do not have a subscription or want to pay the $4.99, I'm going to look for some free ones. So let's click System. And I actually really like the style of the first template, the quick brown fox jumps over. So I'm also going to hit this little button that turns green to make it a favorite. So it'll stay there for the next time I need it. So let's go ahead and start to create our second label, which will say happy. And then the third label will say birthday. And I'm probably going to use the exact same formatting because again, I do love this style of font. And to create more text boxes, all you need to do is just go straight to the left panel and hit text again. So if you want to create 4 labels, you can hit text 4 times and it'll give you a new box. Now on this one page, I can create as many labels as I want as long as it stays within 12 by 12 because that is the size of our standard cutting mat as I showed you earlier. Before we hit that make it button in the top right, let's go ahead and connect our Cricut machine. For the purpose of this tutorial, make sure the knob is on vinyl, all the way on vinyl. The 3 buttons down below, starting with the first one, is your load and unload button. The C button is your start, and then you have pause. Go ahead and hit the power button at the top so it turns on. You will hear a little bit of a noise once it's on. Now, on the left-hand side, go ahead and hit open. What I love about this is that the front has these cute little storage parts, and this is where I put the basic supply tools that I showed you earlier in the video. Now here is clamp A and clamp B. Clamp B has the blade, the cutting blade. Clamp A is if you're inserting a pen. In this video, we are not using any pens. Okay, so let's go ahead and get out our mats. Now here's a quick example as to where the mat will go once we have our material on it. And this is the light grip mat, meaning we only need a light amount of adhesive. The stronger grip mat just means that the adhesive is a lot more sticky if you were using other material such as cardstock and things like that. So let's go ahead and just take out the blue mat. Let's grab our vinyl label so we can place it on our mat. Now let's go ahead and cut our vinyl premium paper. I will not be using the entire 12 by 12 space, so I'm just going to cut a little piece. You can use scissors or you can use this cutter. If you're just starting out and you don't know how to gauge how much material to cut, go ahead and just use enough material that takes up the entire mat. So in this case, it's 12 by 12. I know that my label is not going to go more than 5 inches by 12, so that's why I cut this little piece. Or you can do 7 inches, 8 inches. I like to leave a little bit of excess. So here is the adhesive part. All mats come with the plastic to cover the adhesive. This is very sticky, so be careful when laying down your premium vinyl. Now I'm just going to carefully lay this down because as I mentioned, the mats are very sticky. So once you can get the perfect angle, you can go ahead and grab your scraper and just make sure that there are no bubbles in the material. So as you can see here, I've cut 7 by 12, even though my label will probably only go to about 5 inches. Again, I like a little bit of excess just in case. So let's go ahead and rest the mat in the Cricut, and we're only going to rest it for now. Let's switch over. Now let's go ahead and hit make it in the right hand corner. Now for this tutorial, you want to make sure you click on mat that says for any material. It is the first option on the left. Once you click on mat, you can choose to remember this selection, and as you can see, the mat sizes default to 12 by 12. There are other mats that come in 12 by 24. So go ahead and either hit remember this selection or just hit confirm. As I mentioned earlier, you will be able to move around your labels in a second spot. Well, here is the second area where you can go ahead and play around with your labels. This is how I knew I would only need 5 by 12 premium vinyl paper. So I'm just moving it around and making sure I'm all covered. And as you can see, this is an image of the exact mat which is shown 12 by 12. So let's go ahead and hit continue to make our labels. Now for this tutorial, I am connecting via Bluetooth instead of the USB cable. So let's give it a second to pick up my machine. And once it's picked up, it'll tell us everything we need to do. Base material set to vinyl. Yes, we are creating vinyl labels. Number 2 says load the tools and material. No tool required in clamp A, so we can move along. Load fine point blade in clamp B. This comes with the machine already set up, so we are good on that front. Then it says load the mat and press the load and unload button. As you can see here, the load button is flashing for you, so go ahead and press that button. Once you press that button, your blade is going to adjust itself. Once it is ready, the second button where you see the Cricut symbol will light up. That is your start button. Go ahead and press that button. Now, as you're looking at your computer screen, you can see that number 2 has detected what has been loaded. Number 3 also gives you the option to turn on fast mode. I do not use fast mode, but again, that option is there for you. Now, this should only take a few minutes, so let's go ahead and prepare and cut our transfer tape for the vinyl labels. So if you look at your computer and you go to the Cricut application, you will see that it's actually tracking the process. So in this case, we're only at about 25%. So again, I'm going to finish up by cutting up our transfer tape. The transfer tape will take the label from the premium vinyl material to our actual package, whatever we are putting the label on. Now, once your label is finished, you're just about done with the computer side of things, and it will tell you to go ahead and unload once complete. So let's switch over and unload our mat. So the button will be flashing for you to unload and load. So let's go ahead and press the button so that our mat can come out. And here's the fun part. Let's go ahead and grab our Cricut weeder. So I love how this mat allows you to actually remove this and stick it back. So I removed it, as you can see, from the mat, so I can pull the majority of the excess off. Now, once I pull the majority off, I can stick this back on the cutting mat, and then I can start to peel away the little pieces. So as you can see, I put it back on the mat, and now we can go ahead and start getting the little pieces inside each letter, or around each letter, and inside each number. Now, once you have finished removing all the excess pieces around your label, you want to go ahead and grab your transfer tape. Make sure the transfer tape covers all letters and numbers. Now, first, I'm going to peel away the back of the transfer tape so we can stick it on our labels. And once your transfer tape is on your label, go ahead and scrape out all the bubbles. I will be pulling this apart just so I can focus on each label separately. You do not have to pull yours apart, especially if you're only putting it on one item and have one label. In this case, I have 3 parts. I have the 78th, I have the happy, and I have the birthday label. So I'm just moving this around on the mat just so it's a little bit more accessible and easy for me to pull it apart. Now I'm just going to do one last little rub here and make sure that the transfer tape was sticking perfectly, which it is. And here we have our first label. Now I'm grabbing the Cricut tweezers. Now this can help you hold the transfer tape so that it doesn't stick back if you're still using the scraper to make sure the transfer tape is still sticking properly. And here we have our next label, which is happy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the last label, which is birthday, before we get into creating our 78th happy birthday gift. I am super excited to finally start the gift. So I'm grabbing this beautiful pink bowl and I'm going to fill it with this colorful decorative shredding, and then we're going to put in a mini bowl in the inside of it. Go ahead and we're going to put some more shredding around. Now here is the first label that we're going to affix on the little bowl. So I like to bend a little bit of the plastic on the end to help peel it. When you are peeling your label, after you get the scraper and make sure it's sticking, you want to make sure you peel either going down or peel going up. Do not peel straight across. Sometimes it may rip the label. And again, you want to make sure you're peeling upwards or downwards. This will avoid any tearing of the letters or numbers. I love pulling this plastic off. Here is our happy, amazing. Now let's go ahead and grab our birthday label and put it on the big bowl. The important thing about putting a label on something that tends to go around, that it may start to go a bit crooked. So sometimes you can cut the vinyl or the transfer tape just to give it that extra breathing room so it doesn't go all the way crooked or upwards. So as you can see here, I'm going to pull the letter B up and I'm going to cut it just a little bit between the B and the I. Doing this will allow me to maneuver that B a little bit down further so it's not hanging over the edge of the bowl. I actually decided to use a cup after all. I was not going to use the 78th on a cup, but I found this one and we're going to use this. So let's go ahead and affix the label and see how this looks. I'm pretty sure this is my favorite part of this entire process, is peeling off the transfer tape. As you're watching this video, I hope you can create your own label, and please ask me anything in the comments and I will try to answer you to help you create your first vinyl label. Look at this cup, I love it. So let's go ahead and finish up our beautiful gift basket. Now I'm going to start adding some amazing items that she will love. So we're just about done, but I do want to add some balloons to this basket. So of course I have two little balloons here. One is the number 7, the other is the number 8. Now I'm going to use my adhesive Velcro tabs to help me stick these numbers on this basket. Now to top it off, we have a very pretty colorful ribbon to add to the front of the basket. And please let me know in the comments if you was able to create your first vinyl label or any vinyl labels. Let me know all of your questions. I hope you enjoyed.